When I was young, I used to just look for love in all the wrong places. I felt that, in our family dynamic, we never really shared that. We never really said, I love you. And so I was always looking for it, looking for that person who was going to come and show me that affection. And so by doing that in my younger years, I went through a lot of really bad relationships. I met people that might say the right things or might act the right ways for the moment and then completely changed, and it wasn't who I needed in my life. So it took a lot of years, I can say decades, that I continuously made those mistakes. And I stayed in relationships that were unhealthy for me until I was about, how old was I? Oh my gosh, I forgot how old I was. Well, when I became a mom, that was something that changed for me. I was no longer willing to let a man dictate my life or my son's life. I became that mama bear that everybody hears about. And it changed things. And I had to learn how to put some boundaries up. Unfortunately, those bad habits stayed with me. And I continued to be in a relationship that, although the relationship with his father was over, I found another relationship that kind of rescued me from that moment. And it was great, but we did a lot of things to each other and in our own lives that did not serve us. And it became a very toxic relationship for almost 12 years on and off. And this is the person who I thought was the love of my life. I was going to marry him. We were going to share this child. He became dad. And so all of the good and positive things were there, but there was a lot of darkness as well. And finally, it took a toll, and I couldn't do it anymore. I knew it was time for me to clean up my life because I wasn't willing to lose this child. And at that point, I think my son was 3 years old. And I moved away. I basically ran away from this relationship and cleaned everything up and just stayed by myself for a long time. And, it seems like it never ended. It was one guy after the other guy who was going to rescue the situation. I went back and forth for a little bit because I was just confused. This is the person who I should have been with. And I wanted to be with, and I wanted to make it work so much. But you can't do that. And you can't control the situation. And for, any single woman out there, it's don't control the situation. I began a really deep relationship with God at that point. And that was something that scared a lot of guys away because I became more about my relationship with God and how that was helping me out of the darkness that I was in. And that was the change for me. I decided that, the Lord was going to be my partner. And I was okay at that point. And I said, Lord, how old was I? Gosh, I was 43 maybe at that point, 42 or 43, never been married. And I had it. And I just said, Lord, I'm good being single. I'm super happy being single. Just let it be. And I'm just going to do whatever you have for me, and I'm good. And it was then that I met my now husband. We met, it was a little crazy because when I met him, I found out how old he was or how young he was. And I was like, oh no, sorry, sir, I cannot talk to you. But you know what? We meshed so well together. He was more mature for his age. I had, and still do, always feel younger. So we meshed really well together. And it was the perfect time. Had I met him a year or two earlier, we would have hated each other. We were both going through something where, we just said, Lord, bring us that person. And it was great. We got along with everything. He met my son the same night that he met me. So that was really cool because it means so much to a single mom to have your child love that person. Because if they don't, your relationship will break with your child. And that was something I had to, again, learn the hard way with one of those relationships where I chose this guy and my son was like, oh no, I don't want anything to do with that. And I thought he was just being a brat, but they know. Those kids know. So listen to those children and those instincts that they have and your friends might have when they tell you, hey, I don't see this partnership happening for you. I don't see this being a healthy relationship for you. Be open to those friends who love you, to your family that loves you and has something to speak into your life, because you're blinded. We all get blinded in the moment and we're, oh, this person's so great. Even someone from church that I had met that was not who he put himself out to be. And that was really hard to swallow. But keeping in prayer and letting the Lord guide you to that person in his time, not in your time, in his time. And thank God I am here. I am 8 years into my marriage now. We have so much fun together. He goes to church with me. He serves with me. We have completely changed our lives for what they were going towards before we met each other. And it's great. It's such a great connection. And like I said, it's all God's timing, because you can't control the situations, around you when it comes to someone else. You can only control what you're doing. We are doing well. We look forward to sharing our story with other people that maybe feel, I'm older now, I'm not married, I don't have children. It's like, it's God's timing. It's not your timing. So don't worry about that, because God's going to bring you that purpose. He's going to bring you that person that is going to be the exact person that you need in your life. Take this time as a single person to work on yourself and work on your relationship with the Lord, because you need to be complete before you find someone else. It's not, I laugh. It's not that movie quote that, oh, you complete me. No, it's not that. You have to be complete and pray that you find that complete person who is confident and knows who they are and where they want to be in their career and what they want to do with their life, because that is going to build a solid foundation in your relationship. And you guys trusting the Lord together is going to do so many great things in your future.